We're different in how we treat a person's property, in that we're very mindful and respectful of their property, and we're very careful not to damage things. And damage does occur sometimes, but even if you do fix it, it's still an inconvenience for the customer. So we try to be very mindful of that. We never dig without a locate. When we're putting in an irrigation system, we make sure that we have our locates called in and that they're good. And we even own our own locating equipment so that we can locate the customer's stuff on the property. What kind of equipment do we use? That's a pretty broad question, and the simplest answer to that would be whatever's necessary. We have access to anything we need. Whatever equipment is necessary to get the job done, we have access to it. We don't cut corners on the equipment. Most of the equipment we own ourselves. We make sure we don't cut any corners on that kind of thing. If we need a particular piece of equipment to get a job done, we're not going to jury rig something up to get it done. We're going to go get the right piece of equipment to get the job done. So that makes a big difference in our job. When you've got the right stuff to work with and have everything you need at your disposal, it helps you be more efficient and helps you do a better quality job. Our employees are different from other companies. They take a lot of pride in their work. They want to be at work every day. They enjoy what they do. They care about what they do. They get along really well. So it's a good atmosphere. When you've got a group of guys together like that get along really well, and everybody cares about what they're doing, and they're all pulling the same direction, you get a lot of good results out of it. As far as the materials we use, we buy the best materials we can get our hands on. Doesn't always mean it's the most expensive. Prime example is our pipe. Anybody's ever had a sprinkler system put in, and the contractor put that little thin wall pipe in, you know what kind of a bear that can be if you're digging in your yard and you bump into it, because it will not stand up to a shovel. That's why we like to use the Schedule 40 pipe, the good thick stuff. And most of our products are made by Hunter. We like Hunter controllers and Hunter heads and Hunter valves. There are a few products that we use other than Hunter, but not much. If a customer wants something different, we will definitely put that in for them at their request, but generally, as a rule, we put in Hunter products. I would say the word that would best describe our cleanup process would be detail. We pay a lot of attention to detail, and we spend a lot of time on the cleanup process. We want the job to look as good as it can when we leave, as close as we can get it to like we were never there. You spend a lot of money putting in an irrigation system, and you don't want to spend all that money and then look out in the yard and it just look all lumpy and bumpy and messed up, and you have to wait a whole year for it to come in. So we try to, when we strip the grass in, we get all the edges nice and clean and get everything leveled again, and like I said, get it as close as we can to like we were never there to begin with. Yes, an irrigation system done by us is affordable. Now, are we cheap? No. If you want a cheap contractor, you can look in the yellow pages. It is full of them. But we're also not the most expensive. But what we are is value added. We put our systems in so that in the future, if you want to add on, everything is already there ready to be added on to. We install our systems in a manner that is easy to maintain and easy to work on. We go behind a lot of contractors. When we come out on a service call, the way they put the system in, they knew that they weren't coming back, so they just put it in the easiest way to begin with. Well, that costs a lot of money down the road on service work, and we do the exact opposite of that. When we put a system in, we take the time up front so that later on when we come back on a service call, a 1-hour service call does not take 4 hours. Our systems are easy to add on to. A prime example is we'll go to a customer's house and they want to add on to their sprinkler system that someone else put in. If they have 5 zones in their yard, the contractor runs 5 wires. So if you want to add anything onto the irrigation system later on, you've got to run wire all the way from the outline area of the yard all the way back to the controller. when we put a system in, we make sure that we have plenty of spares in the controller and plenty of room to expand, so that when the customer decides, hey, I want to add on over there on that side of the yard, the main's there, the wire's there, everything's ready to go. All we have to do is come back to that spot and add from there out. It saves a lot of time and money in the long run. Yeah, our standard warranty on our all of our products is 1 year, parts and labor. If there's damage from lightning on the electronics, or say a big truck drives through their yard or something and runs over a sprinkler head, of course we're not going to warranty that. But any fault of the equipment, or if we did something wrong, and we do make mistakes from time to time, we'll come out and replace it, no questions asked. It's not a problem. That's why we like to use the really good products, because we don't have to come back as much, and the customer doesn't have to go without their irrigation system working, or even have to bother with calling us. But like I said, we have a 1 year warranty on all our parts and labor, and we do actually answer the phone and show up if you have a problem with your system.